SVG wins again, but no one cares because we're talking about playoff drama today after the Charlotte Roval. Were we entertained by Chastain's desperation move, and why Joey Logano needs to be sending Denny Hamlin some thank you cards after the last 2 weeks as Logano's in the round of 8. Hello, welcome back to the Gay Racing Podcast. Zach and Alex are back with you to talk about another NASCAR race, another NASCAR playoff race, Alex, at the Roval, the Charlotte Roval. Fun fact, I think me and Alex are the only 2 people left on the planet that still like the Roval.
I like the Roval.
Especially quirky. Yesterday's race was really good.
I liked yesterday's race. It was good. Yeah.
And it's not because Chastain tried to commit homicide on Logano.
That was
Hamlin.
Probably the worst part of the race, actually.
It was. That's what I'm saying. Like, yesterday's race was good in spite of all of the playoff drama. And I will, we will get into this, but yes, I enjoyed some of the playoff drama yesterday, but then the conclusion of it was just really? Yeah. I've seen that before.
You know how in a lot of races, once the winner takes the checkered flag, they don't show anyone else finishing. For the first time ever, I wish they would have done that because I didn't need to see anything else. SVG won. I'm like, okay, cool.
Did they even show SVG winning low key? I don't even remember.
They did.
Okay.
They did. He finished so far ahead that
they didn't need to.
So long before. Yeah.
It's like an F1 where it's oh yeah, Lewis crossed the line, by the way, in case y'all were wondering. Yeah.
But with SVG though, it wasn't he did dominate, but it wasn't like he didn't have any challenges this time.
I wouldn't say he dominated. He dominated that last stage, but the whole race, it wasn't really until those last 2 runs, I think, where he had major control of the race. I think it was a fair question to ask. Do Larson and Bell actually have something for him today? And
at times they did.
That's the thing. And that's what made this race. That was one of the things that made this race really good. I think the tire wear and just the battling in general was just really good. I mean, they were 4 wide mid-pack at one point. These cars were so unstable from just the way the tires were wearing and the way the tires would slide. That's some good NASCAR racing at a road course. I don't know what to tell you. And I love oval racing. Mile and a half racing's great with this car, sure. But man, there's just something about what we saw yesterday that enough people are not talking about. I was very entertained in
that's
stage
why I
1
want
and
to
2.
start. That's why I want to start with the SVG and Kyle Larson battle because I thought that was so much fun. These 2 were very aggressive with each other, and it was very fair at the same time. Because SVG made a really aggressive move on Larson, then Larson gave it right back to him, and in another very aggressive fashion took the lead back. SVG, of course, got the lead back, but Larson at that point let him go by because at that point they were both even. I felt, it was a lot of fun, man. It was good. It was good racing.
I was not looking forward to getting on Twitter and looking at, there's Kyle Larson being the best driver in the world again. He doesn't know how to drive. Man, he's wrecking everybody.
If he would have actually spun SVG, Twitter would have been insufferable. Blue Sky would have been insufferable too.
Oh my God.
It would have been bad.
I would have gotten that kind of frustration. I think what Larson did yesterday, because I think people, I think what Larson did yesterday was, he was SVG, dude, I already know you're faster than me. There's no reason you got to be shoving me out the way. Right. I think that was Larson kind of putting knocking SVG down a peg. You are clearly fast enough to pass me.
Yep.
Try again and do it right. Literally, he got back in front of. And he's no, just show me how you actually pass me because you're not about to pass me like that. Right. It's like a teacher and a student. Let's do it right. Let's do it right the second time. That's how I saw it. I don't know if people probably disagree because they hate Kyle Larson, which fair enough. But
I don't know if that's fair enough, but yeah,
it was really cool to see Larson you want to play that? Well, I'll play that with you, I guess.
It's a shame this isn't the biggest story because this is becoming. I mean, if it would be if SVG was still in the playoffs, but he's not. But he is 1 race away from tying Jeff Gordon's record of 6 consecutive road course wins. He would tie that. If he wins COTA next year, he's the 2nd driver in history to win 5 road courses in a row. And man, if Shane had run as well as he did New Hampshire and Kansas this round, in round 1 on the ovals, he would be advancing, and he would be the story of the day.
Well,
but unfortunately, he's just not the story.
I wonder, would he have made it on points anyways? Probably. I guess.
I'm not sure. If
I mean,
someone wants to
probably
do the
with all
math,
of his
let us
playoff
know.
points, and also, I mean, he did win anyways. So, but
Yeah.
I know that's what really sucks about this whole thing. But it is what it is. I'm curious to see where he is in I don't know where he is in points now, because like all those other guys that got eliminated, they get put in the same kind of pool of points, if that makes sense. So I'd be curious to see.
I mean, he's at least ahead of Josh Berry.
Well, I'm probably ahead of Josh Berry at this rate. So, but that was, like, it was again a really good racing. I'm. That's why when people like I listened to other podcasts this morning and people are saying that it was really boring. I'm like, what?
Like, what race were you watching?
What? Like, it's still a road course race, and I know, it got really spread out at the end, but I was already like tensed up with the playoff drama anyways, and the strategy that was going on with that. Like, I opened the NASCAR app at one point to track the Chastain and Logano stuff, because I'm like, wait, so how much of a gap does Chastain have on, blah blah blah. Which is,
and it was
I guess
interesting
next
when Reddick was still in it. He was doing some different strategies. But before we move on to Logano and everything fully in Chastain, it was really interesting when seeing guys pit at the end of this race. You had Bell pit to try and take second from Larson eventually. Larson then pit after he conceded the win to SVG. And SVG actually had like a tire issue, but it never came to anything. He had smoke or something on the last lap.
Yeah.
Really interesting that we had tire wear in this race. Goodyear, really good tire once again.
For all the road courses we've had this kind of racing, and it's been very, very impressive. And I think also that kind of played into, I think, SVG being really good. I think we didn't really take into account how good he is at managing the car and managing the tires over a run. And also, I think it took more, it kind of let the driver skill come more into play at these road courses than I think they were the previous years, because it was less about track position. I think that is kind of part of the recipe for SVG winning almost all the road course races. Imagine if he won Coda. And Coda was a race that, like, he struggled saving the tires a little bit, which was kind of weird. So yeah.
And speak of tires, Logano was one of the drivers who pitted late in this race. He was ahead of Chastain when he pitted.
Yeah.
And you and I were like, man, that is very risky. Paul Wolf called him in. Chastain stayed out on the older tires. He's going to be way behind. I didn't think it was going to work out. It ultimately did, I guess.
It did. So it did, barely. Like, that was a very calculated.
And it's primarily, the reason it worked is because Chastain's tires were so old and everyone else had been pitting that he was starting to lose positions. Yeah,
I think he pitted, like, I want to say 10 laps or so before Logano, because he also made, God, they're making so many pit stops. I don't know if he did a 3-stop or a 2-stopper in that last stage. But it was obviously his tires were older, and I think it was to the point where they couldn't really come back in and then catch Logano again. Like, if Chastain made an extra pit stop, I don't think they would have been able to have enough of an advantage or enough time to come back and get Logano. But the thing, again, I was talking about to you, I'm like, I think Paul Wolf just threw this away. And to be honest, he kind of, like, it was super close.
Very.
Like, it was literally one position. But he calculated it perfectly. Like, that's really impressive. Paul Wolf is a championship winning crew chief. Obviously, that's why this 22 team does what they do. They are able to do just enough to win the championship. And now they're in the round of 8. Like, and yikes.
I do think Paul Wolf deserves some credit for that call, but it does annoy me that Joey Logano called finishing 20th a championship performance. He finished 20th. And I don't like how that is rewarded. We've talked about this format. Everyone's talking about it right now, obviously. There's been rumors that they're going to change it next year, all this sorts of stuff. It's just so, it's goofy. For singing the praises of a crew chief and a driver who advanced because they finished 20th, because another guy had old tires who was also running like 15th all day, and then he had to try and crash someone to try and make it. It's just so goofy. We're not talking about the winner as much.
That's the thing about this format. I feel like from race 13 to race, Charlotte 31, for most of the season, we're busy talking about who is 10th place, like the 10th place driver in the standings. You know what I mean? Or below. Like, that's what we're busy talking about. It's not until the round of 8 where it's like we're actually talking about the actual best drivers consistently. That's what it feels like to me. And that doesn't include like, oh, Christopher Bell won last week. We're going to talk about him this week on the Gay Racing Podcast. Because that's, I mean, as two people, Alex, that do this for somewhat of a, you know, whatever this is, a podcast, right? A project. I mean, you know, we don't really have that many consistent overarching storylines. It's just, okay, who won last week? Okay, we'll talk about them. Anything spicy happen? And that's kind of it. We're not talking about a championship battle right now because there is literally no championship battle happening. It kind of is starting next week at Vegas, kind of, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
Like,
and there's a lot of chatter about how, oh, well, if we have a full season points format, like, we're just going to have to see someone finish 15th to clinch a championship at Homestead next year, and that's it. Logano finished 20th, and we are singing the praises for him.
Yes.
I think that's worse. That is much worse. And Brad Keselowski made a great point on Twitter that there's not enough talk about winning and winners, which ultimately creates star power, which NASCAR is severely lacking right now. Look at Connor Zilisch and Corey Heim. They're kind of developing their own star power by winning 10 races in their respective series, and they might not be champions this year.
Yeah, exactly.
It's really goofy. It's so
a big problem because it's literally a fundamental problem of the playoffs. We do not reward the best drivers. Yeah. Because they don't win the championship.
And by the way, Ross Chastain would have been rewarded for wrecking Denny Hamlin.
What an impressive drive by Ross Chastain to make the playoffs. This is definitely a championship level performance. And taking out the guy in the last chicane. Like, what? That doesn't impress me.
I've seen this before.
And we've seen it before.
Exciting.
It's junk food.
You made a great post saying this is like junk food.
Yeah. It is. This playoff format. Here's the thing. Like, I feel like I said this a few weeks ago. It's like when in 2014, when this format came out, I hated it at first. I'm not going to lie, but I thought it was still kind of cool because I'm like,
it was really fun in 2020. Yeah.
Well, you didn't know what was going to happen. You just like, oh my God, what could possibly happen in this format? We saw Brad and Jeff Gordon fight at Texas because of the intensity and the drama. And we saw other fights that year with like Kenseth and Keselowski. And then we saw Kevin Harvick's Game 7 moments. And we've seen some moments over the years, but I feel like Alex, we've kind of seen everything, including
this happened in 2020 with Kevin Harvick.
Yeah.
Like I've seen this before.
We saw the Hail Melon and like, obviously the Hail Melon, like we're never going to see anything that exciting ever again. We've seen Austin Dillon's move to get into the playoffs in the first place, which I think is relatable enough. We've seen, what's the other, and I think what kind of capped it all for me is the manipulation last year at Martinsville, where it's like, so this is the extent that teams will go to now.
And I'm not saying it's as severe as that, but there's been a lot of radio chatter being posted on social media. The teams are telling their drivers, hey, you need to save your tires on the last lap to make sure our manufacturer teammate makes it into the playoffs. And that's not great either.
No, it's not.
Like, and we've talked about that kind of thing on here before. They should do that because that's, their
smart
teammates. It's smart, but that's not good either.
Like,
so weird.
One of my favorite types of team orders in racing history recently was, remember the 2021 finale in F1 and Sergio Perez was like staying out and he costed Lewis like so many seconds on Max. Like stuff like that is cool to me.
Yeah.
But when it's, I don't know, when it's like the guys who are 10th in points and we're just fighting for like this last spot, it's just not as cool. And then the Martinsville thing was just like half the field's like trying to help in this manipulation thing. Like,
do you remember the first Roval when Jimmy Johnson and Truex crashed and Ryan Blaney won. It was kind of like that, this incident with Chastain and Hamlin, but that was for the win. That was for the win.
Yeah. I think
this
Jimmy
is for 20th or whatever.
It's funny though, because Jimmy, looking back on it, probably doesn't make that move if he didn't realize it was going to cost him a spot. But he was Jimmy Johnson. He hasn't won in like over a year. He wanted to win.
Yeah.
Which is kind of.
And if he would have won, that would have been his last win too.
Yeah.
I mean,
but I think
a lot of different factors.
Back to my point though, this is like the playoffs to me right now at this point. I feel like I've seen everything that's kind of interesting about it, and that's the thing. It's the playoffs are always going to be this thing. It's like once you see them happen enough, nothing's going to really impress me. We've had a 4-way battle for the championship in the final race for all of these years now, and that's not exciting to me anymore because it's not organic. It didn't happen naturally. When it's like Tony and Carl, and it happened for like, that was my first time watching NASCAR. The championship battle was that close, right? Maybe 2010
made it more
the year
special because it hadn't happened that much.
Yeah. I mean, again, I started watching NASCAR 2007. I grew up, Jimmy Johnson is going into Homestead and he has to finish 15th or whatever. Sure. But then 2010 and then of course 2011, I'm like, oh my God, this is a championship battle. This is awesome.
Yeah.
But I don't get these feelings anymore. It's just, okay. It's either I feel neutral because the guy who was the best all year wins it, or someone stupid wins it. And that's what I'm going to feel with this Truck and Xfinity championship in a few weeks. Because if Heim or Zilish,
oh my God, the Xfinity and Truck championships at Phoenix are just going to be, please God, let them win it. I'm not going to be so like nervous. I'm not going to be excited seeing them have an equal shot as the three nobodies who haven't done nearly as much. It's so flawed.
Because like for the Cup Series this year, I think we'll probably have 4 drivers that are like somewhat equal because no one's had a runaway season. Like Hamlin and Bell and Larson have all won like a similar amount of races. Okay, it's whatever. But this format doesn't work when you got guys like Zilish and Heim like in the lower series.
We have a Patreon comment from Chris. I get the playoffs bring excitement or whatever, but I don't think Ross crashing Denny then reversing across the finish line is exciting. It's embarrassing, to be honest. That's not sportsmanlike at all. That kind of just echoes everything we've said.
It's not impressive. It's not that cool because, again, we've seen it before. Like, it's it's just not as cool as it's been before. It's junk food. I mean, I'm just repeating points I've already talked about. It's not really that exciting to me anymore, and it's not moving the needle. It's not impressive. That's not about racing. That's not what NASCAR's about, anyways. And wrecking.
Denny Hamlin was upset with his team that he wasn't aware that Chastain was in this point situation, and he said that he wouldn't have pushed as hard. I haven't listened to his podcast. I don't know if it's out yet as of us recording.
He had to be very careful with his words yesterday. I didn't listen to his podcast either, but he has to be very careful. Everyone on that 11 team had to be careful with their words yesterday, and I think that's where the frustration comes up.
And Bozy on Twitter made a point being like, well, it was probably a good thing they didn't because NASCAR has observed radio communications before, being like, oh, this is race manipulation.
Yeah. I mean,
you don't give 100%, which, again, that's not racing. Like Logano is probably your number 2 threat after Blaney at Phoenix. Blaney's already in. You could knock out Logano here. If I'm told on the radio, hey, if you pass the 1 car, Logano is in the playoffs, I'm not passing the 1 car.
But again, if that gets said over the radio, that's like really suspicious because it's like, why are y'all talking about Logano? Huh? Like, right. So I understand why they didn't. I don't know if there's any smart way they could have like informed Denny. Here's my thing. I hate how Denny Hamlin's best opportunity to win the championship was to not pass the 1 car yesterday.
Right?
That doesn't make sense.
No.
Imagine explaining that to a casual fan. I'm like, oh my God, Denny, he needs to not pass the 1. And someone next to me is like, wait, why? Wouldn't that make sense?
And you know what? That goes back to Kansas last week, too. There's a whole other layer with the 23-11 thing, but Hamlin, again, probably has a much better shot at winning a championship if he just lets the 23 car win at Kansas.
That's different, though, because at the 11 wins, that's 5 playoff points. Like,
yes,
that's different.
But
here,
the 23 wins, the 23 wins Kansas, 22's out.
Right. I know, you're right. But that's a much more specific situation.
Yes, yes.
But sure. I think here, though, that argument definitely applies. And there's no argument to it. I mean, 100%. I think Denny Hamlin's chances of winning the championship are greater if he did not pass the one yesterday, and that is messed up. That's not how you should be racing for a championship.
Denny Hamlin has comically lost so many championships. Something's going to happen in the next 3 weeks. I don't know what. That Logano is going to indirectly keep Hamlin out of the Champ 4, I think.
Directly or indirectly. Because maybe directly, Logano's one of the slots and Denny's the last guy not in.
Or Logano causes a crash at Talladega.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Logano's going to be racing harder because he's in the playoffs now. And that 22 team, I mean, we just look at our thumbnails from like last October. It's like,
it's not Jover.
It's literally like, it's not Jover until it's over. And then like 3 weeks later, oh yeah, he won the championship, by the way. Like, oh my gosh. There's nothing to say about Logano because there's nothing interesting to talk about. But
do you think Logano is a championship favorite now?
No, it's Blaney.
I agree. I still think it's Blaney, but man, I don't like having Logano in there. I was rooting for Ross Chastain because as a Blaney fan, I don't want Logano in there.
Jesus. I think, okay, here's what let me say this. Blaney is more likely to make it to the championship 4, but Logano is likely to be better at Phoenix.
That's a fair assessment.
So if Logano makes it to the championship 4, it all comes down to Talladega because I know the Penske cars are going to be controlling that race. That's going to be interesting to watch because, especially like what if something happens to Blaney at Vegas and he's going to maybe need a win? Ooh, that's going to be interesting. But we're getting ahead of ourselves a little bit. Yeah, this is just, I'm just over the playoffs. Nothing about, like, I thought yesterday was interesting in terms of like, oh my God, Logano's pulling off a strategy to try to defend the one. This might work. It might not work. Oh my gosh, that was tense to me because it was still about racing. But as soon as Chastain, as soon as Hamlin was behind him, it wasn't about racing anymore. Was it? I don't think it was about racing anymore.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the title or the thumbnail. It's not, this isn't about racing. Like, it's just, and that's when you have just lost me because I'm here to watch a race. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just,
it's too complicated and it's too predictable at this point.
It's too stupid.
Yeah.
Like, it's just stupid. It doesn't entertain me.
Speak of stupid, these were some funny moments. Kyle Busch crashed on lap 1 after contact with Carson Hocevar. It appeared it was contact. I haven't seen a good angle.
Okay, this is like amateur. This point is amateur hour, by the way, with these names.
Lee Diffie says everyone makes it clean through turn 1. ... Except for Kyle Busch. I laughed. It's like, of course. Poor Kyle
The Kyle Busch fans were like, yes. But then he said, oh, it's Kyle Busch. Oh my gosh. That's funny.
And then later in the race, Kyle Busch is like 10 laps down after that incident. And he's mad at Riley Herbst about something. And I'm pretty sure deliberately spun Riley Herbst. I'm curious if he'll get a penalty for that. I don't know. But thought that was interesting. And then someone on the 35 radio said maybe Kyle Busch should just retire. The 35 car is like 35th in points. So let's slow down.
That's really funny. Maybe he should just retire. Bro, we forget that you are literally a part of 2311. Let's chill out.
Yeah.
Let's chill
calm
out.
Down.
Because, oh my God, I was thinking about the lawsuit earlier today, and I'm like, oh my God, 2311 gone. The 45 and the 23 would be gone. That would be so weird. That's it. The thought stopped there.
The 35? Who?
At least I know the 8 car is on the track because he brings out the caution.
Dead ass. I think of Front Row Motorsports 35 car more than 2311.
When I see the 35, I'm like, oh, there's Tyler Reddick or Ty Gibbs.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. Good. I don't know why he's running in the back today. I guess whatever. But
bad day. One other note that was kind of stupid. Hocevar, back to him, also crashed Austin Cindric, which eliminated Cindric from the playoffs.
Well, that's, I mean,
Cindric needed a win going in.
Yeah, it was
the final nail in the final coffin.
It was the final nail in the final coffin that was already on fire. Like, he was not making it to the playoffs yesterday.
Yeah,
Carson hosts. No. But Carson, oh my God, what is wrong with him?
When is someone going to beat his ass? We've asked this so many times.
I'll do it.
Like,
I will do it.
Does he have like dirt on everyone that no one's like, oh my God, I'm not doing that?
He's so
Like,
dumb.
what is it going to take?
Like, honey, it's stage 1 or stage 2 or whatever. Like, it's still pretty early in the race. We just restarted. You suck at these tracks. Let's chill. Like,
yeah.
Thank God, like iRacing. Thank God we don't have cautions at road courses on iRacing, because that already basically happens like 3 times on lap 1 where someone's just like they don't know where to brake. Like they just brake way too late and wipe somebody out. Like that's like an iRacing kind of mistake. Like it's just like, dude, you just need to chill.
Yeah.
He just locked up his brakes, I guess, but it happens.
Yeah, poor Austin Cindric. There was a quote that NASCAR Social put out that said he just had a really bad day. Cindric, he was like at a bad chain of events. He like got spun, and then he went through the chicane on the backstretch, and then he got wrecked.
I mean,
and then I guess he was handed like a bottle of water and started crying or something, or he wanted to cry. I don't know. He was having a moment. Yeah.
I mean, I was about to say like, well, he didn't really come into today. Like when at New Hampshire, when that 2 team was just nowhere to be found, I already knew it was Keys.
Yeah,
but I didn't
that
know
should
he
have
was
been a
about to
track he was
cry.
good at.
I know he's about to cry. That's just the thing about that 2 team. They're just not elite like the 22 and the 12. Like they just aren't. And they have failed to show me that they will rise up to that level. They've had multiple opportunities and it's just not happening. So I don't really know. Because again, the Roval yesterday is not why they didn't make the next round. They were nowhere near where they needed to be.
Well, let's talk about the 8 who did advance. Austin Cindric, Tyler Reddick, Bubba Wallace, and Ross Chastain do not advance. Reddick was probably the only one of those 4 that really had a shot to do anything. But so playoff grid entering round of 8. Here we are. We have 8 and only 4 races to go in the season, Zack. Thank God, right?
And this has definitely been said before, but this is the most stacked round of 8 ever.
It's all the big teams with their best cars.
You have it's literally the biggest 3 organizations in NASCAR minus the weakest team of all 3 of those organizations.
Which,
like,
by
I
the
think
way,
this is awesome.
Full point season, 36 races, you'd probably have the same 8 roughly in there.
I mean, we can check that. Roughly. That's why you said roughly. Covered your ass. But no, isn't that cool though? Like, I just feel like this is and if we want to get teamy about it, even though the manufacturers kind of go really deep, but there will be less team orders this way. I mean,
I guess
the teammates racing each other in a way. I just think it's really cool. I know we've had some really stacked round of 8s before. I think last year, honestly it was a very similar round of 8, to be hononest. Wasn't it literally these 7 guys and who else? It wasn't Briscoe. Remember. It was somebody else. I don't remember. I guess it wasn't important, but
I don't remember. But so for our audio people, we have Denny Hamlin +8, Blaney 6, Larson 4, Byron 4. Those are the 4 in before we start this round. Below the cut line going in, we have Bell -4, Elliott -14, Briscoe -14, and Joey Logano 19 out.
It was Reddick in last year instead of Briscoe. Has this ever happened before? It's like 7 of the 8 from last year returning. I just realized that. It's interesting.
I don't know.
But again, it's literally like the round of it. That's all okay. That's low key less stacked because it's Chase Briscoe, but it's a JGR car. That's why
but Briscoe's been pretty good this year. He's been better than Reddick. He's kind of replaced Reddick as that Toyota this year.
Yeah.
So.
I thought this is like very stacked. And honestly, I mean, just look, I love how Hamlin's the number 1 seed, but he's only +8. Like there's these 5 guys who have so many wins. And because of that, really, it's very front loaded, I guess. And you see the biggest gap here is Logano, who, surprise, surprise, lacks a lot of wins, just hasn't been one of those guys this year. And he's 19 below the cut line. Like, does the 22 team, do they go in here just being like, yeah, we got to go win somewhere? Like,
when I look at it, their best shot is Martinsville, but I don't know if they can beat Blaney. Talladega, anyone can win that. And you look at Las Vegas, that's a Toyota track, but who won there last year? Joey Logano.
Well, I don't even think you would say anyone can win at Talladega because, yeah, sure. But like Penske has consistently shown that they can control super speedway races.
I say anyone can win Talladega because Ricky Stenhouse won this race last year.
Yeah, because Joey Logano decided to wreck the whole field. So, well, it's up to Joey. Joey's in control of the race. He just he doesn't know how to handle that control sometimes. But for real, I don't really know what else to talk about with this round of 8. I guess there's a lot that we could say. We can make predictions because
my prediction is that Toyota's gonna keep their crap together at Vegas and get one of them in, and then Martinsville is probably gonna be Blaney. And
it's
then
hard to say it's not going to be Blaney.
Talladega, take your pick. I don't think it's actually gonna be a playoff driver who wins Talladega.
That's fair, but you know what's interesting, and just we can look at it from the points perspective too, like at Talladega, because you know what's interesting about Toyota? Like, yeah, they're going to be good at Vegas, but you know, Talladega is going to be a big weakness for Toyota, don't you think? Because they always kind of struggle to stay in control of the race because they don't have the numbers, right?
That's true, and
That's
they're all in
true.
here, so they all can't just help one or two of them either.
And this being 3 organizations makes this really easy to break down for me because the 2 best organizations at super speedways lately have literally been Team Penske and Hendrick.
Yep.
Like they've been winning most of the races. They've just been in control of those races. So that's going to be a big weakness for Toyota. And then even Martinsville, like, yeah, Martinsville, obviously Penske is going to be pretty fast. And Hendrick, yeah, maybe they're not that good at short tracks, but it's Martinsville. Like Hendrick always finds a way at Martinsville. They were very fast there last fall. So it's like in Toyota, like, sure, Denny's traditionally good there, but like we saw last year, Bell was struggling. Hamlin sometimes has off days at Martinsville. I mean, he hasn't made the championship for the last however many years, even though Martinsville's there.
Yeah.
So Toyota here, I think Vegas, I think one of them will get in at Vegas and they'll win, but it's going to be a little bit of an uncomfortable round for obviously everybody, but definitely for Toyota. Yeah. It's not going to be a cakewalk, even though they've been having some really fast cars these playoffs.
So who would you say is your final 4? Because right now, looking at this, I think you swap Byron and Bell just based on vibes alone. But
that's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah.
So, all right, here it is. I think it's Bell. I think Blaney. I think Bell and Blaney are just locks for me. I wouldn't say locks, but sure, whatever. I'm going to put Larson in because I think he's going to be the guy making it on points. Or low-key, he might win Talladega. I think he could actually finally do it. He's got to do for a win.
That's a hot take. You got a lot of mad Patreon comments earlier this year about you saying Larson's not bad at super speedway.
I don't know why people keep saying he's not good at super speedways. Are you watching the super speedway races?
He's always.
Are you watching the Hendrick? Are you watching the Hendrick cars control the race? Like, are you serious right now?
Right.
Like, anyways, Bell, Blaney, I guess Larson. Even though, like, part of me is like he could probably miss. But I don't know. He's due for a win soon. So my last slot, it's either Hamlin or Logano.
And I think I agree. I think I would agree.
It's either Hamlin or Logano.
If somehow, some way, Hamlin's going to end up losing to Logano, if he doesn't make it, if Hamlin does not make the final 4, it's because of Joey Logano somehow, some way.
That darn squinty-eyed little bastard.
Oh my god! Can we get a Hamlin Logano fight again? It's been a while. I want one.
Oh my god, please!
Even though it's Hamlin's fault, Logano's here ×2, kind of.
Oh my god! What if
we have that?
Girl, what if Carson cost somebody a playoff spot? I think that would fight. Here's the thing about Denny though too. I feel like we are going to unleash a side of Denny Hamlin we did not want to see. I feel like just with all the drama he's been in, like these last 3 weeks, plus the lawsuit coming up, like, girl, he's about to say the F word on national TV. We're getting so close. All of them. He's going to say I'll give him pass. He's going to say all of them. I am so serious. I do not want to see this side of Denny. Actually, I do.
I was going to say you don't.
it's the year of drama for Denny Hamlin.
Yeah, it
Quite
really
literally.
is.
And we are going to see him. We're going to see that reach a peak. I feel like I have a feeling. And I don't think him making the championship is going to be part of that drama. I think it's going to be a very dark turn. I don't know.
Ooh,
That's just that's my only important prediction. I don't know who's going to win the championship, but you know what I do know? Denny Hamlin's going to go crazy.
Yeah,
Yep.
I like it.
Anyways,
Well,
we ain't talking about the Chases or William Byron. They ain't going to do nothing. They're slow.
But see, Byron's been weirdly off lately, I feel. I mean, not weirdly. He always falls off more in the fall, but I feel like he has more points usually. Doesn't he? He only has 2 wins this year, right?
No, he has. Well, I don't know.
In Iowa?
Well, he still has a lot of points, but again, it's front loaded. Like Christopher Bell
Yeah.
also has a lot of points.
Yeah.
That's the thing. He's got a pretty good gap on Chase Elliott, but not on Christopher Bell. That's the problem.
And like I could see Elliott or Briscoe, like they're kind of the dark horses, I guess, of this whole thing. And then Logano's a wild card. Like he could totally finish 30th all 3 weeks and be like, okay. Or he could like, come out of nowhere just like he did a year ago. Which
That's the thing.
was not surprising the year ago.
The 22 team has proven they can win any week. Any week. Like
Randomly.
they could just randomly win.
They just got to turn on the switch, the win button, basically.
I watched Texas. Like Texas was just like more evidence. Like, oh my God, y'all literally just wake up and are like, yeah, we'll win today. That's fine. Like what?
Yeah.
Like what? God.
Yeah.
They're one of the only teams that can really do that. It's crazy.
Yeah.
They are the slowest team in terms of teams that win races. They're always the slowest.
Well, let's move on to our next to last topic here. We kind of touched on it earlier. Do we like the Roval still? Because we said at the top that we do, but again, we're kind of just in the minority on that.
I mean, was yesterday's race good? Yes.
Yeah.
I think there's a huge stigma against road courses, and I think SVG has made that worse. I think people see SVG winning by 20 seconds and they think that's super boring, which, okay, yeah, obviously it's not that compelling. And I'm not even saying that to be like, oh, we should respect SVG's talent, because yeah, whatever. But I don't think that's an expectation I have for the average fan. I think what should be the story yesterday is Larson and Bell and their battle for championship points. That could be the story.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I or just the racing in general. I think I don't know, because yes, the average fan is not going to appreciate a NASCAR road course race, but do they even like racing, or do they just want to watch action and drama and wrecking and cars?
Right.
Because that's a fair question, because that's what NASCAR has kind of formatted themselves to be. That's a whole discussion though. But back to the Roval, we said before, it makes the 600 more special. I really like the 600 now. Not only has it gotten good with this car, but it's a lot more special. You only have one race on the Charlotte Oval now. I think for that alone, that makes the Roval more special. It makes the 600 more special. And I think the Roval itself is a cool concept. You have a road course all within a viewable spot from one seat. Yeah, it's one of the more unique road courses on the schedule. And I don't even think it's that poorly designed, to be honest with you, especially after I think the hairpin helped. But another thing is like I don't know. I love mile and a half racing this year, right? Like Kansas was a great race last week, but what we got today is not something that we would get if we ran the oval. Like the tire wear, we haven't really gotten that kind of tire wear, and the strategy. Like, oh, let's come in for another pit stop. Like the 22 does not do what they did yesterday if they're at the oval. It wouldn't work, right? Track position would be too important because of aero. Like, this is a different type of racing that we still aren't getting in that many weeks on most flat, shorter, smaller tracks. But yet we got it yesterday. It's something different from the mile and a halves, and I'll take it.
Yeah,
honestly, I don't think it's bad. I wouldn't be heartbroken if it went away. And honestly, at this point, I feel like the entire sport is getting so like distraught about it, which again, I think part of that's just SVG winning by 20 seconds. But that can't be a problem. We can't identify that as a problem to me.
I have a concept to propose to you. we kill the All-Star race and it comes back to Charlotte. If the All-Star race weekend comes back to Charlotte, but there's no All-Star race. That weekend is the Roval. The weekend before the 600. Similar how the IndyCar does the Indy Road Course.
Oh, that's cute.
A few weeks before the Indy 500. I'd be fine with that. I don't know.
I don't know. The Bank of America 400 at Charlotte Motor Speedway is not hitting for me. Is that, unless it's like maybe a night race, but no, it's still just not.
You talk
that's
about
not
the
hitting
oval?
for me. The
You talk about
oval.
the oval. Yeah.
Like I'm thinking like the Bank of America 400 at Charlotte. I'm just like, that does not do much for me.
Like, would it be a good race? Yeah. But I think it goes back to tracks don't need two dates.
They don't need 2 dates. There's not a single track on the schedule that needs 2 dates.
Yeah.
Like low key. Daytona and Talladega, I think you could argue.
Mhm.
Martinsville, you used to be
my
able
gosh.
to argue.
Since Daytona doesn't have the 4th of July, if they cut that second race, they will never do this. If they cut it, that'd make the Daytona 500 feel a little more cool. And it's lost a lot of luster. Like, it would help a little bit, right?
But then there's tracks like Atlanta where I'm like, I'm glad we do that twice a year.
Yeah.
Like that's worth it.
Atlanta's
so it's like,
Atlanta.
It's a weird balance, but like, man, to do it just another 400 because that's the thing. Back in the day, it used to be 500 miles. I'm here for a 500-mile Charlotte race. Let's do it. That's like the old days. If y'all want to be like the old days, let's have a 500-mile race.
And have qualifying on Thursday night, like the old days.
Wait, no, you sold me. Never mind. If we qualify on Thursday night and Larry Mack is commentating it, I'll be there.
Oh my gosh, yes.
That's the thing that used to get me so bad when I come home from school on Thursday. I'm like, oh my God, they're qualifying at Charlotte because they're weird.
Yes, on a Thursday night on Speed.
And it's like 30 degrees and Chad Knaus is in a coat.
Oh my God, the vibes. I do miss that. God.
It was the only night race in the chase. Like it had vibes. You're not going to have those
halfway.
vibes.
It was always halfway. Yeah. It was always so cool.
We're not going to have those vibes. I'm sorry. Right. It doesn't. The Roval has had more interesting moments. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
And part of it's because of the playoffs, but I don't know. Most of those moments you wouldn't get at the Oval anyways. But I don't want to make that my argument. I just think the Roval's a unique track. I like diversity. So,
yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah. I think we're caught up on it too much.
Yeah. So real quick before we move into fantasy, I went to a Chapel Roan concert this weekend. And she talked about how her goal as an artist is to have safe queer spaces for queer people. And that got me emotional because I started thinking about what we do, Zach. And it's just like, I really want to keep this going, the podcast, and we have a safe queer space for motorsport fans, which did not exist before we did this. And,
now more than ever.
Yes, especially in our current time.
That's the thing. It is only more important as the days go by with the current. Because right now, I think there's a big attack on our trans community. And if you're if you're just a queer gay white man like us, and you don't care about that, they're not going to stop there. You know what I mean? Like they will come for the entire LGBT community, and obviously our trans community. We are thinking about you because it's like every day I feel like there's just some big powerful something that's happening attacking trans people, and that's not okay. So yeah. But then again, as you bring up, it's really important we have this space because we need to exist. Yeah, we need to. We need to show them that we're not going anywhere. So
for sure, especially in our very niche space. So thank you for being a part of that to everyone listening and watching out there.
Well, on that note, Petite Le Mans is next weekend.
Yes,
that is the gayest race name ever.
Petite.
Where are you going next weekend? Oh, I'm going to Petite Le Mans with the girls. Yeah, we're gonna see. Who the drives in IMSA? We're gonna see
Ricky Taylor, Mikkel Jensen.
Oh my gosh. Who are the Penske drivers? I can't think of them right now.
Philippe Nasr.
Oh my God, Philippe Nasr. He's so dreamy.
I don't think Dane Cameron still drives for them, but Dane Cameron.
I think he does for the 24-hour races.
The 24-hour. That's on Saturday. I will be watching. Xfinity race is Saturday night, but like,
thank you for putting IMSA on Saturday where it belongs.
Yes.
I mean, stop putting it on Sunday. We're not watching. Like, come on.
If you want to watch, starts at noon Eastern on NBC and Peacock. I believe middle portions will also be on USA. I'm very excited for that. After the Rolex, that is my always must-watch IMSA race of the year. And I say every year, man, I wish I could watch IMSA more, but it's always on while something else is going on.
The summer's hard.
Yeah, the Rolex 24 and Petit Le Mans are always must-watches for me. Can't wait to talk about it next week and watch
They either compete with IndyCar and or NASCAR too much with the time slots. Like, that's why they stay off of Sunday, especially this time of year, football. Like, girl, NASCAR can barely compete with football because they're not. So, like, stay off Sunday, please. Like, come on, girl.
So that'll be fun. I'm not sure what the point situation looks like there. I don't know if there's any like close championships or anything, or if it's all wrapped up, but I'm sure I'll find out.
I think it's probably Penske, if I had to guess.
They won like every race until like June.
Yeah, so it's probably not that interesting, but I'm there for the race because we see some. I mean, dude, Road Atlanta at night. I mean, Sebring at night's crazy. But like the elevation change at Road Atlanta and it being at night. And oh, by the way, there's prototypes going way faster than you trying to pass you in a GT car. Girl, that is something that you just that's just entertainment and not even the racing part of it. Just watching those cars navigate traffic like that is awesome. So that's one of the best races in the world. Petit Le Mans. I'm going to say it right now. Love IMSA.
I totally agree. Well, let's talk about fantasy. NASCAR is going to Las Vegas. And for the Roval, I had SVG who won, and you had AJ Allmendinger who finished 9th. That was a decent pick, though. I counterpicked SVG. He was like top 5 for a while, Allmendinger.
Yeah. Looking back, like Larson and Bell would have been the better picks. And I was kind of thinking of that. Like Bell and Larson are kind of the best non-SVG, what's it called? Non-SVG drivers, I guess. So I get to pick first for Las Vegas.
Yep.
Slightly difficult because, like, so my mind is Toyota.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like this guy's due for a win, especially at Las Vegas. Christopher Bell. I'm going to pick Christopher Bell. And I feel like normally when I pick Christopher Bell, I don't pick him that much. When I do pick him, though, he's gotten me wins. He's won for me twice. He won at Phoenix earlier this year for me. And he won at New Hampshire last year for me. Every time I pick Denny Hamlin, he does not win. Every time I pick Kyle Larson, does not win. William Byron, nope.
See.
But Christopher Bell, I don't pick him a lot.
You picked Bell at Phoenix 1, and he won there. And I'm looking for any other times.
I don't think I've picked him. I don't pick him much.
You picked him for New Hampshire, and he finished 6th.
Yeah, good run. And
it looks like those are the only 2 times you picked him.
Yeah. So I think Christopher Bell's gonna. I think so. That's why I said Bell's gonna be in the Final 4 because I'm like Bell's gonna win Vegas because he's due. He's not distracted. Like I just feel like he's gonna be the most focused guy going into Vegas. He's in Toyota. He's gonna be fast. Yeah. So who do you think?
Bell was my pick, but I'm gonna. This is contradictory to what we were talking about earlier. I'm gonna go with Denny Hamlin because 1, Toyota. 2, I think he's probably a little pissed off. And usually in these kind of situations, we see a driver who's in all these storylines. They go out and win shortly after.
I guess.
And I think it'll bring back like, whoa, Hamlin overcame adversity, blah, blah, blah. And it's going to make him a change of favorite again.
God, he would say something so corny once he got out of that car at Vegas.
Yep.
And Marty Snyder's going to be the one interviewing him. Oh, my gosh. Denny's going to say... What is Denny gonna? What could he possibly say?
I have one.
What could it possibly be, Alex? This better be good.
I beat your least favorite driver, and Logano finished 2nd.
Yo,
I think I'm.
Oh my
book
God.
Book it right now.
That's crazy.
And then he's gonna lose to Logano at Phoenix in a few weeks.
That's what I'm saying. Logano will win Talladega the next week.
Yep.
To just rain on his parade.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah, I could see. He would say something so corny.
it would have to be about Logano, right?
I don't know. I don't even think it'll be about Logano. I think it'd just be in general. I don't know. It's like the I don't know. I can't create it because I'm not as corny as Denny.
Something cheesy and corny. Yeah.
God.
Oh my God. If the general public knew about what Denny Hamlin says, they would think what Taylor Swift writes about is nothing. They'd be like, Denny Hamlin, oh my God.
That's what I'm saying. We need to get rid of the playoffs so we have more star power so people know about the treasure that Denny Hamlin is.
Yes.
Like, please.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. And Kyle Larson saying that he was coming on me so fast. Like, that was a great quote yesterday that no one knows about because no one cares about NASCAR. Football players don't say that. I'm just saying.
Man, if an NFL player said that in an interview, it would have like 300,000 likes on Twitter. Like, not even exaggerating.
Thank you. Oh
wow.
My gosh. Wow.
Well, we'll see how Vegas goes for us in fantasy. Any final words before we wrap up, Zach?
Speaking of Larson, I don't know if Chevy's going to win at Vegas.
I think it's like Kansas.
I think it will be better than Kansas. I think Larson has very steadily been slightly getting better from that summer slump. And at Kansas, they were missing a little bit. I don't know if they're going to find it, but I think they will be, you know how they couldn't really keep up with the 11 and the 20? I think they'll be keeping up a little bit more. That's so, that is so, after I said that out loud, I'm like, that sounded so dumb.
I think I get what you're saying because at Kansas, the 9, I would say, was the best Chevy. Are you saying like he'd be like on par with what the 9 was at Kansas?
Apparently, Chase Elliott's not very good at Vegas. I heard.
Oh, really?
And like even looking at the stats, like he's just not really on this page. He's not very good at Vegas. Larson's got the best rating, and Byron's got the second best rating, believe it or not. So, but Chase Elliott is like way down the list. Like it's kind of crazy how Chase Elliott's not good at Vegas. So, which is weird. You know, it's a mile and a half. But I don't know. There's something with it. Larson, though, in terms of mile and a half, I mean, I know Homestead's really good for him, but Vegas, he has so many wins at Vegas.
He does have a lot of Vegas wins.
He's got a lot of Vegas wins. So if there's any track where it's like that 5 team, you know, they're due for a win, this is the race. I think maybe they come back.
Yeah,
but I don't want to put them over a Toyota right now.
Same. I agree.
Even though Toyota, man, they didn't win a single race in this round.
Yeah,
I don't know.
After sweeping the first one, we'll see.
We saw them at Kansas. They literally should have won that race.
Yep. Well, thank you to our Patreon members for their support. Thank you to Chris for sending in a comment this week earlier. Patreon.com/GayRacingPod if you'd like to join the conversation or just support Zach and I.
Blake, where were you this week? I was fully expecting Blake. No, because Kyle Larson, as soon as Kyle Larson made contact with SVG, I was like, oh, damn, Blake is already typing a draft. Oh, my goodness.
And I can confirm, Zach literally texted me, Blake has started typing. So, Blake, if you're listening or watching,
you're literally
where were you?
Blake, you are literally like our inside joke. Like anytime Kyle Larson does anything, I'm starting to say, good Lord, I'm going to hear a whole mouthful out of this from Blake. Oh my gosh. You're slacking, Blake. Get it together. No, Kyle Larson's going to win next week. He's got nothing to say.
Oh my gosh.
He's got nothing to say. Nothing to say.
I guess if he would have wrecked SVG or got wrecked himself.
Oh my God. We would have I would have not heard the end of it. Oh my goodness.
Well, if you'd like to join Blake or Chris or any of our other Patreon members, it's $2 a month, and just to submit questions for the episode. $5 a month for any early access stuff. This off season, I have a really fun project I want to do with like doing more interviews and stuff that I'm working on. I might ask some of our $5 tier people for like insight and help on that. So stay tuned. Consider giving us 5 stars on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and liking and subscribing on YouTube. We're almost to 600 subscribers on YouTube. So if you're not subscribing, help us get there. Follow the podcast at Gay Racing Pod on all the socials, and follow Zach and I on socials at Dreamy Zach Racing and at Newgaden.
So you know what could end up being really interesting about the pod this year? I think if the F1 championship gets really entertaining, I feel like we might end up having an episode on that, but also the lawsuit happens December 1st.
My birthday. Yeah.
Happy birthday, Alex. NASCAR's over. NASCAR's over, actually.
It is ending.
Denny Hamlin just ended NASCAR. No. I feel like we're going to end up having like a few December episodes, or maybe just one December episode, depending on what, we'll play it by ear. We'll probably take a break after the championship, the NASCAR championship, definitely.
Yeah.
But, this could be a really interesting offseason in terms of, with this lawsuit. I was hearing the Teardown guys talk about it today, and it's just like, signs are pointing towards a settlement, but are they really? I don't know.
Ooh.
We'll see. We'll find out about it. So the consequences could be huge. We'll see you guys next week to talk about NASCAR at Las Vegas and
Petit Le Mans.
A little bit of Emza at Petit Le Mans with the girls. We'll see y'all then. Bye.
Bye.
I should start every episode like that. Hey, girls. Gamers and Podcast. How do you go? Bye, y'all.